So I have a Gundam G self-signed Tomino box, but
He
like
signed your box.
the
Oh my.
yeah.
Sorry,
So
freak
the
out. I'll
really
freak it out. That's so cool.
yeah. So the really special thing about Tomino and what a lot of people don't know is that I helped bring him, in a sense, to America because Peter at the time, who was doing this stuff with Anime NYC, yeah, it was like I think that was the
You're doing God's
35th
work.
anniversary.
Welcome to the Gundam Challengers podcast. My name is Vampy, and today we have a special guest, Gundam community organizer, Gunpla fanatic, a man just living out his best Gunpla life, New Type Tim. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Linda. I appreciate all the little names beforehand too. It's a great addition to everything there. Love it.
I mean, you are. I mean, you're living out your best Gundam life. I had to bring that up.
Yeah, I know. It's been fun. It's crazy. We were just we had an event last night and everybody's asking me, they're like, how many years have you been doing this? And I'm like, wow, it's been like close to 10 years at this point. I'm like, that's crazy. It's insane how long I've been doing it.
Well, before your stories, I mean, I want to thank you for joining us today. I know how busy your life gets. I mean, you're doing so many things. Every time I check your social media, you're like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm posting, I'm editing. I'm like, no, I'm building. So we're really honored to have you and just, have some time with you. And you're finally sitting because you're always standing up doing stuff,
Yeah, exactly. I was like, when you said that we were going to do this, I was like, wait, I can sit down for like 90 minutes and do something today? Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm so down.
The thing is, like, when they ask me who should I, choose to interview, I'm like, oh man, it's too easy. It's New Type Tim. Because the thing is, yeah, like it's a huge honor to have you because like I watch your content all the time and we're friends and I really love it. But I do notice that you're just always up. You're doing stuff,
Yes.
and you've been in the Gundam fandom for so long, right? Like a very long time, like you said previously. I'm curious, like what was your first real Gundam experience?
Yeah, so it's funny. So I've been outside of like obviously doing social media before social media was a thing. My uncle used to go to Japan a lot. So I remember as I was probably maybe like 6 or 7, and he like sent me back a care package. And it was one of the first like wing kits that came out that used to come in like the small box. And it was like there was like so much little Japanese trinkets in it. But I so remember like the actual Gundam box. So because I was big into Legos at the time. And so my uncle was like, oh, this kid probably loved this too. He looked at it and I just started building it then. And so that honestly was like my very first experience with Gundam. But obviously, I think with like a lot of Americans specifically, like Toonami was a big thing for me watching Gundam Wing back then. All the movies.
For sure. Yeah.
So that was like the big like introduction into it. But then years later, because kind of Gundam, as we know, like disappeared for a bit. And what ended up happening was like when Sci-Fi Channel brought it back, specifically Gundam 00, that brought up like the memories of like, oh my gosh, I used to love doing this stuff. And weirdly enough, I was on a trip. I did a trip to China when I was like 15 or 16. And I ended up finding, I was in China for like 6 months or so. And I was in Hong Kong and I found a hobby shop in Hong Kong. Near Victoria Peak that had like, I didn't even know what the Gundam was. It had ended up being the Gundam 00, a high grade of the Gundam 00,
that is
the 1-to-100.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
the
00.
no grade 1-to-1. Yeah, same. The no grade 1-to-100 version. And I ended up buying it and building it back on the plane back to the US. And it was just that then sparked again like my interest into it. So yeah.
That's amazing. Like, hold on. Okay, so I need to backtrack and like I didn't know you had this much lore right now.
Yes.
I didn't
know.
A
lot of new lore. A lot of it.
I don't think you've shared this. Have you shared this with anyone yet?
No, not with like many people. I think you
special.
will be the first person to know this. My friends know it, but then now everybody on the Gundam podcast who listens will know this.
Dude, that is awesome because I didn't know you were that young. I mean, that was a gift to you. So Gundam was a gift, pretty much.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, it's
you going to Hong Kong. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's funny because it's like it's one of those things that I've like I said, it disappeared for a while, so it was like that 10-year
Mm,
period where we didn't know anything or couldn't really find the
right.
kits after, like, G Gundam and when the stuff wasn't in Toys R Us, but, like, truly, my entire life, I've been, like, building Gundams. I've known about Gundam, and it's not
That's
something that just,
amazing.
like, popped up one day and it was like, "Oh my gosh, I know what this thing Gundam is." Like, I truly have,
Right.
like, been around it all my life, and I've always loved doing the stuff. And it was, we'll probably get into, other questions later on, but,
I
like, that's
mean,
kind of
there's a
how
lot. I mean, I have a lot of
yeah,
questions for you, but
yeah,
that's some crazy new type Tim lore. I feel
yeah.
like I mean, I could see it though. When I watch your videos, I'm like, "Oh man." Like I wonder to myself, I'm like, "How long has this guy been into this stuff?" You know, cuz a lot of this stuff I relate to so much cuz I've also been building since I was little. So I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know. Like I could never tell anyone's age, especially like a Gundam fan. They seem like they're
Yep.
still in their 20s. You know, like when
No,
they talk about Gundam because
I'm
it's fun.
you know what? Here's a new drop. I'm 32, so it's been over 2 decades of doing it. So, well, not 2 decades.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's like
about
most of your
more than
life.
2 decades, 2 and a half. Yeah,
Yeah, most of your
2 and a half
life.
decades
Well, I
doing it,
mean,
so
now that you've, discussed, well, I mean, how long you've been into it, most of your life, like, do you have any, your proudest, like, Gundam memories that ever happened to you that you want to talk about?
yeah.
Anything that's
Yeah, I
happened,
have, like
in your life?
I have a yeah, I have, like, a few actually. Like, the first
Oh,
one,
okay, yeah.
like yeah, like, the first one is, like, just a general one where, going to see the first ARC 78 in Tokyo, like, that was such a really
Oh,
cool
yeah.
experience to see.
So
Yeah. So,
beautiful. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to get
Were you
back to go and
emotional?
see
Were you
it was
emotional?
one of those things where it's, like, not really, like, a true outer body experience, but one of those things where you're
Right,
just like, "I did it. I made it. Like, this is such
right,
a thing to see." And it's also at the
right.
same time really, like, you think about it as, like, a blessing. Like, a lot of people, 1, don't have the money to do that. So, like, you
Yes,
kinda
very
sit
true.
there to say, like, you appreciate it. And when I was there, like, that was kinda like the beginning of when I started getting a little bit more popular on social media. So like,
Right.
took pictures, like, "Look at this, guys. We're here. This is what it looks like in person. It's really cool. Like, I hope people can see this one day too,"
That's
which is really
amazing because
awesome.
when you share it, I mean, that was like, I would say 15 years ago, 13 years ago,
10 years.
right?
Yeah, 10 years. That was 10
Something
years
like
ago.
that.
Yep.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
So you've been sharing content ever since then,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like I said,
Holy
10
crap.
years ago.
A
Sat
decade.
down the Yep. Sat down
You have not
yesterday,
sat
said
down
10
since.
exactly. I've been moving. I can't stop moving.
Yes. Oh, but well, sorry. I noticed that. But like what other memories? You said you have a few. I want to hear
Yeah.
it. Oh, I want to hear.
Yeah, I think, like, my second favorite memory was Anime NYC, where we actually got Tomino to come to the
Oh
United States.
man. I'm
So,
so jealous, man. I'm so
yeah.
jealous. So jealous. So cool.
Yeah, I actually have it's, like, sitting right above me, it's way too high for me to grab, but I got
Hold on.
Tomino to sign his Gundam G Self design, so I have a Gundam G Self signed Tomino box, and but,
He
like,
signed your book.
the
Oh my.
yeah.
Sorry,
So the
I'm
really
freaking out. That's so cool.
Yeah, so the really special thing about Tomino and what a lot of people don't know is that I helped bring him, in a sense, to America because Peter at the time, who was, doing the stuff with Anime NYC yeah, it was like I think that was the
You're doing God's
35th
work.
anniversary. Yeah,
Oh my god.
it
I
was
wish I was there.
yep, it
Oh
was
my god.
really cool. So,
Wow.
Peter sat there, I remember we were sitting in, like, a shop, we were getting, like, coffee, and Peter just said to me,
Right.
he goes, "What do you think would be really" and by the way, Peter is the old director of the Anime NYC,
Right.
convention, and he
I
was
love
like, "Yo,
him.
what's
He's
something
amazing.
really cool" Yeah, he was like, "What's something really cool we could do for Gundam fans?" I just said, I was like, "Yo, if you could get Tomino to come to United States, like, that would be huge for Gundam fans, like, it would be this massive thing." And he was
Oh.
like he goes to me, he looks at me, he was like, "Yeah, let's get it done." I was like, "Sweet. There we go. Let's get it done."
All
And it just
because of
became this
you.
process.
Now we found out it was you and
Yeah,
Peter
I and it
sitting
was
down
And
chatting about
it
it.
was all the it was the Anime NYC team who did the hard work, but the idea was, like, it was between when Peter and I were sitting there, we were talking about, like,
It all
cool
takes an
stuff.
idea,
I wanted
though, you know?
Yeah,
It all
exactly.
takes an
It starts
idea.
from exactly. It was one of those things where it's like, as a Gundam fan, what would I want to do? And as we know, like, unfortunately, Tomino's like obviously getting older in age. And if he ever passed
Right.
away, having him in New York City for Gundam fans, it's like the holy land of being able to meet the guy who created the thing that we all love.
Right.
So I think it was that is like one of my favorite memories of doing this stuff.
That's
So yeah.
amazing, Tim. Like, I am actually
Yeah.
mind blown. I need a break, a little, like, tiny break, because we just started, okay? We got so many other questions, but holy, that was awesome, because we share
Yeah.
friends, and I was telling, our mutual friends, I was like, I wonder how I can get over there to meet him, and I didn't know it was you bringing, it was your idea. Of course it was your idea. I should have thought that.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, "Who
Yeah.
brought that up?"
Yes.
I
Yep.
wonder.
And it was
Of course, it was Tim.
yeah,
It
it
was you.
was I remember we were sitting in a we were sitting in a coffee shop called Goten, and Peter was
Uh-huh.
like, "I want something cool for this, huge anniversary for Gundam." I was like, "Let's go and find Tomino and see if he'll come and and join," and it was really cool. Like, we
He
got
doesn't always
to
travel either.
we got to meet Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
fun too because we got to be backstage with him after talking
Mhm.
to, Peter. I got to meet his wife, who she didn't speak any English, but she was
What?
super nice. Got to meet Yeah, we met his wife, like, and then we got to actually meet him, like, in the booth and then behind stage afterwards as well too,
Tim,
like,
you know how many
it was
people are,
really
like, freaking out right now? You've met
Yeah,
history. You literally
yeah,
met
exactly.
history. He was alive,
And
and he
that's the
shook your
beauty
hand,
of
and you met his wife. Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yeah,
That's so
it
freaking
was one of those
awesome.
things where it was fun, like, that's why, like, with,
Mm.
my stuff, Project New Type, like, I love my team, like, we're all I don't think I've ever posted
Right.
the photo, but we all got different boxes. They all had, like, the promo kit signed. I had the G Self signed, but it was, like, one of those moments that was really cool of,
Wow.
like, be able to bring my entire team to say, like, "Yo, this is what we're gonna do. This is something really freaking cool that we're gonna
I
sit
wish I
here
was
and
part of
do."
your
So
team right now. I
yeah,
wish, I really
Linda, I
wish.
keep every time we do
I
some Linda for
know!
Anime NYC, I'm like, "What, are you gonna be here? Are you gonna come out?
Yeah,
Let's go.
I
Let's
know
do
you
it."
do. You reach out all the time, and it's just I'm like, I gotta work in California. It
Nope,
makes me cry. But
I know, I'm messing
I always check your, your posts, right? Like, you post
Yep,
frequently, and I always wonder how. Your content is always amazing. Like, it's top notch. It's not like I'm just saying it because we're, doing a podcast. I literally tell people,
yeah.
I don't know how he does it, because you're not
It's
just you do many things. I mean, what motivates you to make
yeah,
all this Gundam content, you know? How do you do that?
it's you know what? It's, like, multiple things. Like, one, now, like, obviously, like, on social media, I'm gonna be flat out and transparent. We get paid now. I get paid a little bit more on social media to do it, so there is a little
Ah,
bit more of an
okay.
incentive for doing it.
Right.
So but on top of it too, it's just even outside of getting paid for some of the content, you have to have the passion behind it. Like, you can
For
get all
sure.
the money in the world for content, as
Mhm.
you know even better than myself, like, but without that passion, nobody's
Yes.
gonna watch. And if I'm only
Right.
running for money as well too, people know what a money grab looks like versus what
Yes.
something is, like, genuinely done towards people. So, like, I am a true Gundam fan at the end of the day,
I
and
mean,
for
yeah.
me, excuse me,
Mhm.
sometimes, when I am doing content, I batch a lot of content too. So, like, I'll
Okay.
do in a weekend when I know that I have absolutely nothing to do, I'll probably try to crank out, like, 15 to 20 videos, and I'm
Huh? Hold on, hold on,
constantly
hold on.
always
Two
thinking
how
about
many videos?
ideas, whether it's taking inspiration from other like, 15 to 20 videos in a weekend. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot. Look, but,
We need to I don't know if this is gonna be cut, but
yeah,
we need to call you. 20 videos. Do you have
yeah,
any advice for anyone that wants to do
yeah, like,
that 10 to 20 videos, like, a week, if they wanna
yeah,
do this as a job?
you
I mean, this is amazing,
you know what
you know?
So, like, recently in the past, what it comes down to is that I give myself breaks throughout the year as well too.
Oh, I love
So,
that. Okay.
between yeah, so from the time of, like, typically from December to about, I wanna say sometimes April or May, I actually don't post anything, but then the rest of the
Okay.
year, I, like, pump out content because I almost look at it as like a school year. Throughout the entire school
Mhm.
year, I'm constantly doing work, I'm constantly doing stuff,
Right.
and I'm pumping out so much content that people can watch it even when I'm not doing anything, and I'm still getting likes, I'm still getting follows, I'm still
Oh.
getting questions on everything that I do.
Right.
So it's really I have so much content to consume for people that even if
Right.
I've disappeared for almost 2 years before because I'm
And no
just
one can
doing so much
tell.
stuff. No one can tell.
I
No one
can't
knows when
tell.
I'm going. Yeah, no one can tell because I have so much content that things from, like, 4 months ago are still popping up on people's feeds like it's brand new.
It's
So it
true.
yeah.
I mean, I was, like, going on TikTok yesterday, and then your
Yep.
videos just pop up right away,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
they
"This
pop
guy does
and
not ever stop." It's amazing.
yeah, so the funny thing too is, like, I mean, here's a little bit more new type Tim lore, but, like, I used to
Uh-huh.
work for TikTok as well.
What?
I was one of the first employees for TikTok. So,
Oh
I was
my
so new
gosh.
yeah. I was so new at TikTok that I have sitting somewhere in my closet a hat that says TikTok OG. Like, that's how that's how, like, early I worked at TikTok.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
and
That's
and a
crazy.
and a funny story about how I got onto TikTok was, I
Uh-huh.
was actually going through the interview process, and
Mhm.
what I'm good at is, like, social media algorithms, understanding how they work, and I said in my interview, I go, "Guys, I can get, like, 10,000 followers by the end of this interview process," and they were like,
Wow.
"If you could do that, the job is yours. You could pick your job." And at the end of the process, I think in, like, 3 weeks, I had like 15,000 followers. I was like, "Yeah, guys, I know what we're doing here, so you should probably let me help you build out this platform." Like, so funny enough, and one of the funniest things that you can look this up. If you pick my name and then
Right.
put TikTok, I'm actually one of the first employee creators at TikTok. There's an article there, and you can see and this is, like, truly, like, Bandai needs to hire me tomorrow because there is all Gundam stuff in the background of this page as I'm, like, typing away on this desk that just says TikTok as well too. It's one of the
That's
funniest
insane.
things, like,
That is
it's
insane
hilarious.
that you're giving us so much lore that I don't even know if we have enough time to put all of it in, but we're
I
gonna
have a bad
try. Oh, no, we will.
bring it
I
back.
mean, yeah.
Go
Like,
back.
I mean, I have to keep composure right now. This is not right. Like, I'm, like, doing weird faces at the screen, and I'm like, "What?" That no wonder.
That's funny.
'Cause you're so
Yeah.
good. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I watch your stuff. I mean, everyone that I know watches your stuff, especially over here in the West Coast. And, like,
Yeah.
there's also a lot of competition people that love you. I mean, they love
Yeah.
watching you because you give so much advice about, like, Gunpla building
Yeah.
and everything. Like, for competition, I'm really curious, do you have any advice for anyone competing in, like, things like GBWC? Anything like that? Any
Yeah.
of kind of advice for those
Yeah.
builders?
Yeah. I think, like, it's like general advice. Like, I think when it comes down to building specifically for competitions, GBWC or whatever, it's like a lack of feel. Like, I'm not a competition builder because, again, I just
Mhm.
don't have time to do it. Like, if I had time, I would
Understood, I
definitely
mean,
be in
yeah.
more yeah, but when it comes down to, like, competition builds, I think so many people focus on, like, the fundamentals of all this stuff, like perfect painting.
Right.
Obviously, you need all of that. You need those skills, but then outside
Mhm.
of that, you have to start thinking very creatively. You have to
Yes.
have no
Mm.
fear when it comes to a build. The unfortunate thing is, like, obviously, the model kits cost money, messing up stuff costs money if you don't do it correctly.
Paint,
But
all that
yeah,
stuff.
exactly. But it comes down to really mapping out what you want. Like, I think when it
Very
comes down
true.
to a winning build that we see every year from, like, the grand prize winners, one of my favorites this year was, oh man, what is his name? He's the Canadian builder. I don't want to like mess up his name or anything like that,
But what
but
did it
he
look
did
like,
this.
his final
So it
piece?
was a floating RX-78-2.
Yes!
That was, yeah.
I love
He,
that one. It looks so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so he is the Canadian champ. Like, if Canada's ever competing, him and I follow each other, talk to each other. I forget if it was him I was talking to or another builder that I was speaking to, one of like these top builders. It actually might have been the Korean champ, G Collectus, but whatever. I'm going on to a long
Mhm.
tirade here.
It's okay.
Where his his thought process for building model kits isn't actually about building a model kit. It's about building a piece of art that he can place anywhere within his home. So it
I love
really
that.
breaks down. Yeah, it breaks down to more than just it being a model kit or being a
Right.
display piece, more so the thought of a literal piece of art that's sitting somewhere.
Mm.
And I think when you think of it as
Mm.
art, and this is no offense to anybody who does their GBWC build like this, but when you only simply think about it as like a scene from Gundam or one
Right.
model kit you really like, you're limiting yourself to the possibilities of what that kit can really be within the constraints of how you're trying to win. But when you look at GBWC more so as an art fair and an art competition, it expands
Right.
out. I really think that's why we see so many of like the Asian countries doing so well, because they're not looking at it as an actual model kit. It becomes art. It becomes engineering feats that they do as well too, not simply a model
Mm.
kit. So
I
my
see.
my whole yeah, my perspective and my advice to people is see the model kit outside of just the plastic and look at it more in the sense of honestly a Van Gogh,
Mm.
Picasso, Dali, whoever your favorite artist
I like
might
how you
be.
brought that
But
up
look at
because
it as
it's perspective, right? It's perspective.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
uh, I see. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people when they're thinking Gundam, they're thinking scenes, right? But then you're like,
Yeah,
no, it could just be anything you want it to be. Be
yeah,
creative, think outside the box. Okay, I like
exactly.
that. But since we're talking about mobile suits, if you can pick any mobile suit to pilot, which one would it be? And tell us why.
Double O Quant Full Saber. I don't even need to think.
Okay.
I know that
Of course, I could
right off
see
the
that. I could
top.
definitely see that.
I love
Do
it.
you want to say
I
why?
love it.
Do you just love it?
I yeah, so the reason why I love that kit is one, it's just the final form, the Exia. I'm a big Double O fan, but I have a
Right.
thing for like kits that use funnels, and it's also a close combat suit,
Yes.
and it
Mm.
has range as well too. I like the
Yes.
you get to choose what you want, and I really like that
I
about that
love
kit.
that. Oh
Yeah.
man, when you said double O, I'm like, yes, thank you.
It's
I love double O
that.
too. So I think you're the first one that mentioned it so far in
Yeah,
the podcast. So yeah,
I always mention Double O. That's my go-to show. Love that one.
right. I do remember watching some of the videos that you've mentioned it, and I think that a lot of people actually got turned on to it because of you. So, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I've heard that before.
Yes, a few people
Yeah.
have been like, "Hey, you told me to watch this one." That and Iron-Blooded
Yes.
Orphans.
Oh,
I always
I
scream
remember
to the
you made so
mountains.
many videos about Iron-Blooded Orphans. I love that too because
Yes.
it was also one of my favorites as well. I mean, your Gundam
Yep.
knowledge is really vast as your collection, which your
Yes.
collection's crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. If anyone has not seen
Insane.
New Type Tim's collection, just pause this and watch his videos really quick, okay? Because it's a lot. New
You wanna
Type Tim,
know
okay, guys?
you wanna know what's
You
funny?
know
I ended up getting another storage unit so I could take stuff out
what?
of my apartment. Yeah, I bought a
Huh?
storage unit, like, down the street from me, took it out, then refilled that one with stuff in my apartment. I was like, "I gotta stop." You know what it is? It's not even like buying at this point. It's like half the people are like, "Hey, do you want this kit?" I was like, I'm not gonna say no." Like, so,
Yeah, right.
like collecting these kits. Luckily enough, I've been building a lot more, so we've been knocking down the
Your store. I think I saw your storage unit because you were your latest video. You were recording it. You're like, so I have this unit, and I'm like, huh?
yeah.
What? Like,
It's so much.
I
It's so
want to talk
much.
about your place but you know what? I don't have to. People can go over and watch your videos because
Go,
I can't
please.
talk about them. Just watch his
Yeah,
videos. They're crazy.
yeah,
But I do have a
I love
question. What are some
yeah.
figures or models that you've been kind of eyeing lately? I'm kind of curious.
I'm dying to build that
Are there
new
any?
Vidar model kit, the new Master Grade that's coming out. That
Oh
that one's gonna
gosh.
look really cool, the
Yes.
Vidar. And then the Mark II Psycho Gundam, I really like. I'm hoping that with the
Yes.
Mark II Psycho Gundam, that one I hope they either do it as a regular release or P Bandai. The Mark III Psycho Gundam is really cool if you've never seen it. It's like this like
I saw it.
monstrous
Yeah,
thing
it's
with like
amazing.
yeah, a bunch of yeah, I love that one.
It's just beautiful. I was
What
actually
else?
because we have a mutual friend, Luke. I was sending him pictures of it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that one. And then, the P Bandai Avalanche Exia Dash, which is the real grade, so that's a really
Ooh.
cool one.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've
I'm
seen
excited for
that
that
one,
one.
but then I'm gonna check that one out too then. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that one's cool. That one's really cool, so I'm excited for all
Interesting.
those. Those are, like, my
Okay.
top 3.
I think people are just jotting these down right now because, like,
Yes, right?
they're like, "Oh, new type Tim said to buy it,"
Yes.
and they're probably gonna buy it. And they're like, "Save me one for my storage unit." You're probably
Yeah,
thinking,
exactly, I'm
Let
just
me
like,
put more."
Exactly, there's a little slot left for one model kit.
Yeah, I saw a sliver area that
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
walk in, but then I don't know. Good luck, buddy. So,
Thank you,
I do
I
have a
know.
question. Like, some people are new to watching Gundam. I mean, they're new to Gundam in general. They're probably watching this like,
Yeah,
what is it about Gundam that's so cool? Like, do you have a specific
yeah.
like anime or series? Like, it doesn't have to be the first one. If you're gonna mention it, that's
No, no.
fine. But do you have
You
a
know what's
favorite series to recommend for
Yeah.
people?
Do you know what's funny? I actually never recommend the first one to anyone because I think it's
Okay.
too ingrained in politics sometimes, and especially now with
Right.
newer anime, everybody
Mm,
wants action so quickly. I think
right.
I've 2 different answers for this. So,
Okay,
like,
good.
if you're looking for a big, really a lot of action, I would say start with Iron-Blooded Orphans. Like, I think
Oh,
that is a
amazing.
great one to start with because there's a lot of very quick action in it, and it's
Right.
really cool. Like, it's a story, the guys are fighting, and if you're into those fighting mech series, great series, and it's self-contained, so you don't need to
Right.
know anything else about Gundam.
And
And
not get
the
confused,
sec
I see.
e
Mm.
exactly. And then the second one that I think it would be Witch from Mercury, funny enough.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Interesting.
yeah, I think Witch from Mercury does a really good job. There, I think, a few plot holes in Witch from Mercury that like could be filled or just be done a little bit better. But to
Right.
start understanding like the politics portion of Gundam from a new show, Witch from Mercury
Mhm.
is one of those where you start to understand that there's a lot less Gundam fights in Witch from Mercury, but
Right.
and a little bit more of like intrigue, politics, and just a lot of space wizard jargon of like new type stuff. So
Yeah.
I think those 2 are really good to start with because you'll understand about like, yep, there are fights in some, then in other series there's a lot more intrigue. I actually saw G-Quux
Oh, what do you think about
recently.
that? Yeah.
I think it is going to be an amazing series. Like it was
Okay, that's
I
awesome.
love yeah, I really love the fact that it has now sort of like retconned the original Gundam series where
Yes.
I'm gonna let people watch it without giving away too
Yes.
much about it,
Uh-huh.
where it retcons a lot of the original Gundam series, but now we're bringing in this new idea of something, and I think
Right.
that is super cool. It's what G-Quux is giving me is really a new age, G Gundam. Where it's like these
Ah.
battles. So, I
Right.
think that mixed in with Universal Century, you'll find that I think a lot of people are gonna love the series based off of that,
I love
so
that you are excited because I feel like there's
yeah,
always an influx of like people having opinions. Everyone has their own opinion, we all
yeah,
do. But I think that like hearing this is really refreshing because new ideas keep things alive. So I love that
and
answer from
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, like, I find with, like, a lot of specifically even American Gundam builders and
Mhm.
watchers, they're always so
Right.
apprehensive to the new Gundam series because it's not what they knew, and it's just like,
Yeah.
cool. We hear that every time, and then the new suit becomes your favorite suit. We heard it with the
Right.
Ariel, we heard it with the with the Barbatos, we hear it
Mhm.
every single time a new series comes out, but then once we watch it, we're like, oh wow, this is actually a really cool suit. Heard it with the G self as well too, and it's just like, let's
Right.
give it a chance. Let's watch it first before we start
I
like
agree.
bashing anything about it.
Right.
Because again,
'Cause, like
it's it
yeah.
yeah, they become most people's favorite series afterwards anyway.
I
So
think
it's
that,
like, all right,
you're so right about that, because I feel like, we are older Gundam fans, and I
yeah,
love Universal Century, of course. But the thing is, when you bring in new ideas, you bring in a whole vat of new fans too, and they bring energy to a fandom that we
yeah,
love, right? So I think that's important too, and I love that
exactly.
you brought that up. I love that you are so open to
Yeah.
embrace the new ideas.
Well,
So
and
that was
like,
a question actually,
yeah,
and you
and
answered it before I can ask it. So that's great.
yeah, and even just to expand on that for a second, I think one of the best things in recent years of like the new Gundam shows is actually the female protagonists that have been in it because it's bringing a lot
Uh-huh.
more women into the Gundam community that we've never seen before. And again,
Right.
to even to go back to the GBWC question, I've seen so many more women building in GBWC now, which
Right.
again, it goes back to my idea and my saying of like art and new ideas as a
Mhm.
dude, we can only think of things so many different ways before we can start finding new ideas and ways to do stuff. I think women
Right.
coming into the community so much more heavily gives so much more ideas to how things can be done, different ways to do things. So it's like it's cool to really see that in such a
Yes.
huge flux and in such a short amount of time too. Like it's only
Right.
been 2 or 3 years since Witch from Mercury, now we have another
Mhm.
female protagonist. So it's cool to
Right.
see that back-to-back female protagonist towards it, that even Bandai themselves are saying, "Let's continue with this journey down the road for it." So they're not backing down from it, and good. Like, it's really cool to see that.
I love that because I think that it brings just the fandom together because
Yep.
especially in America, it's so much different. In Japan, obviously, it's so big. Gundam is huge with women, especially with Gundam
Yep.
Wing.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like a, ode to a lot of women loving Gundam Wing. And I think that,
Yep.
having those shows and movies coming out is very exciting for just everyone. So I love
Yeah.
that you mentioned that.
Yeah. And it's I
Um,
think for any if I just say this, for any guy who
mhm.
is watching this, like, women are the ones who saved Gundam back in the day, and they were
Yeah,
the ones
that if you wanna
also
go historically,
yeah,
yeah,
truly
it was pretty
historically,
crazy.
women were the one yeah, they all that was, like, the first instance of mass cosplay and women saving Gundam was when they showed up to the network to make sure that Gundam stayed on the air. So it's crazy.
Yes,
It's
and
such a
Gunpla Builders,
exactly,
saving the
exactly. So it's
series.
just so entwined into all that. So yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot
really
of
interesting.
history with Gundam. I mean, especially with all the fandom because fans keep everything
Yeah,
alive. Especially even you.
exactly.
I mean, you're a you're a big creator. We actually asked a few people, who should be on the show, and they didn't know you were already going to be a guest, and they mentioned you.
That's so
So
funny.
that's really
But
awesome. I mean, like I do have a question as a content creator yourself. Do you admire anyone else in the scene that we might be able to, talk to next time for Gundam Challengers podcast?
Yes. Yeah, one of my favorite content creators, and funny enough, he comes to our events, is King Tritonus or Steve. He
Amazing.
is
He's
when you
amazing.
want to talk like I will give this ode to Steve. Steve, I love doing tips for Gunpla, but
Right.
Steve has like that next level. Like I have my sort of content comes out very opinionated, and it's on purpose for that. I always like to make
Yeah.
people think. I like to do
Everyone
that.
has different content. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but Steve really, like, pushes down the pulse of the community even further than, like, where I'm at, I think. Like, he really loves making sure that people know what they're doing. His builds, his
Okay.
paints are absolutely amazing. He's got a collection, not as good as mine, and I know Steve is gonna watch this, so I'll let him know. Not as good as mine, Steve, but it's second best at at most. But,
Wow, y'all gonna fight. Y'all gonna have a real G Gundam fight
Steve
soon. I see it.
Steve and I had this, had this whole content thing at one point where we were like fake beefing and people thought that like we actually
It was
disliked each
real?
other, and it was the
Oh,
funniest thing. Yeah, we were going back and forth for like the longest time being like, "Oh, well, I actually buy this instead." It was really funny. But
that's amazing.
but yeah,
I mean, I've watched
yeah,
his stuff. It's so good. Like
yeah,
he does really get in the nitty-gritty, and I think that that's a
yeah.
great person for everyone else to watch, and I think that's a great suggestion. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, like, where I find myself for very good for beginners, like, I'm a very beginner level,
We
person to
need that
start with.
though. We need that,
Yeah, and
you
I
know?
yeah, and I find that's a really important part, but Steve goes down
Yes.
and breaks even further down than where I do, and when you're looking for even more in-depth tips, Steve is a really good person to chat with about that because his
Okay.
content is
Well,
just
I
as
definitely think that
passionate.
we gotta check him out for sure.
Yes,
Once
he is
again, can you
awesome.
say his name, like, so everyone else can watch it?
Yeah, King Tritonus, Tritonus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
King
King
Tritonus.
Tritonus. It'll the algorithm will correct any misspellings that
Yeah,
I
if
might
you're
have.
already following, New Type Tim, you're probably gonna see King Tritonus like pop up too. I noticed that
Exactly,
happening.
exactly.
So, and plus
Yep,
you guys were fake
yep.
beefing, so they like that too.
Yes, exactly.
All right, we got into the segment in which we have a Gundam challenge for our guest, Tim. We have a question related to Gundam that we will, have to have you answer correctly, okay? For a super special secret Gundam prize to be sent to you from us. Are you ready, Tim?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Well, I think you're gonna know this one. I mean, here we go. What timeline does Mobile Fighter G Gundam take place?
That would be the future century.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright,
Of
there we go.
course you got
Yes.
it. Congratulations! The thing is, we can't tell you what it is because it's going to be a surprise. So you
Oh, it's
won. You won the super secret Gundam prize from us here.
ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, so when I get
I
the
had a faith
box.
that you knew that one. Yeah, you're gonna get a
Alright.
box. Yeah, you're
Oh,
gonna get a box sent
when I
to
get the
you.
box, then I'll have a super surprised look on my face for that. That's thank you. See,
Can
this
you
is how I
record it for
do my
us?
20. Yes, that's how I
I
do
would
my
love it.
20 pieces of content. There we go.
Really? That's true.
This will be
Sorry,
one
I'm
of the
tearing up.
20.
Oh my gosh, I just teared up from that one. That's how I do my 20p. Okay, we get it. But congratulations, you won. Of course you won. Of course. I
Thank
mean,
you.
of course Tim knows. So,
Thank you.
we're getting down to the wire, but I do want to ask you. You run a ton of community Gundam events. Would you like to
Yeah.
talk about some that you've done recently or that are coming up?
Yeah. So for just as a holistic thing here, so I run a company called Project New Type. Project New Type does a variety of events. One of our big events are our beer and build nights. So we work with a lot of local
Yes.
breweries here in New York City. So we are now working with the Torch and Crown Brewery in Soho. We work with the Bronx Brewery in the Bronx. We work with the Six Point Brewery in
Wow.
Brooklyn. And then we
Wow.
also work with the community center Rezo Box in the East Village. Along with
My
that, we
God.
do some big room parties for after parties at a bunch of different venues in New York City. So we'll bring in like Gundam video games. So if you want to then play video games and then go and dance on the dance floor, you can do that as well too. But
Amazing.
we are the largest, I think, in the country. Actually, I just looked it up the other day.
Really?
Yeah, so we have done we do one almost 2 a month, so we do about 24 a year. We did last year, we did, 48 events last year, so we do a lot of events. So anything that anyone's
Wow.
looking for, we have a link to our Eventbrite. We're always doing new events, we're always looking for new places for stuff. So we it's a lot of really cool stuff that is coming down the pipeline
So
as
how
well.
can everyone find it? Like, is there a website that they can check out?
So if you go to my Instagram or our TikTok, whether it's a Project New Type Instagram or TikTok or mine, New Type Tim, there's a link in our bio. There's a link to all the tickets. There's a link to our Eventbrite. Or if you simply Google Project New Type, Project NUTYPE, we are literally
Mhm.
the first thing that pops up. Or what I found out the other day, if you literally type in Gundam events, we pop up. We're the only thing that pops up.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
yeah, like I think that, I mean, you gave everyone so much information on that. I mean, they're gonna see you there, right? You're gonna be there.
Yep.
At those events.
Yep. I'm at all of the events, every single one of the events.
What? This guy never sleeps, guys.
Yeah,
he doesn't sleep. He makes content. He does events. All these like breweries. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Tim.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool.
Amazing. You're an inspiration. Seriously, I need to get up more because I'm sitting down a lot gaming. But that's really awesome.
I'm moving. Always on the move. So
schmoving. Tim's always schmoving. So how can everyone? Well, I mean, you already kind of gave everyone like your social media, but like, can you make it one more time? Like, say it one more time for everyone to possibly find you.
Yeah. So my social media accounts are all New Type Tim, NUTYPE Tim, and then Project New Type, same thing, Project, and then New Type, NUTYPE. You can find us on every single platform that there possibly is to be on. So yeah.
You guys, please definitely check out Tim because his stuff is crazy. And it literally is like a lot of content. So you can never get bored. You're always talking about really interesting stuff. I want to thank you so much for, Tim, for taking your time out to join us for Gundam Challengers. I hope you had fun.
I had a lot of fun, Linda. It's always a pleasure.
Yay! All right, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for our next guest. This is Vampy and...
This is New Type Tim.
Signing off. Until next time. Bye, guys.
See you guys later.